start recording.
Good afternoon, sir. Uh,
At first, I
Anil
take the
sir,
opportunity to
on your advice, uh, we have actually taken this session
yes,
before the board meeting, as you had advised in our last board
correct.
meeting. And today we are here with the basic cybersecurity protection, protecting your digital world. So we will go first an introduction on cybersecurity, and then we will go into CSCRF, or the framework that SEBI has introduced. So first, uh, good afternoon, sirs. Good afternoon, madams. Hope I am very much audible to everybody,
Yes,
and also my slides are visible to everybody.
yes,
Okay. So uh, let me start with a bit of history of cybersecurity. See, previously when we used to uh, work on the telephones that had the round-shaped dialer that had and we were using some transistors. That time there was nothing called malware or virus or anything like that. It is only after the evolution of computers, systems, and all these things that malwares and virus has come into effect. It dates back to around 1940s, when actually there was some paper published by MIT, uh, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, that self-replicating programs were introduced. So that was actually a white paper. Later on in the 1980s, there were some kind of self-replicating programs that was practically introduced, and that program was not done to actually harm computers, but as an experiment. So those programs were actually run on computers, and they were self-replicating, just like worms in the in the virus domain. Now, later in 1983, 84, there were some virus called brain virus introduced by the two brothers in Pakistan, and that was actually to copyright their program from replicating, just copying their program. They introduced some kind of a software, but just to see that it is not copied illegally, they had introduced some kind of a program within the floppy disk, so that if the floppy disk was taken to some other machine without permission, then the contacts of the two brothers came up on the screen, and the user could easily dial back to the vendor, so that they can get the licensed version of the software. So that was the beginning of the virus. So initially the virus was introduced not as a one to harm computers, but it was as an experiment. Later on, when these new apparatus devices were introduced, say the laptops, the mobiles, and the computers, the virus gained popularity. Why? They were used as a malware, they were used as a deceptive device to actually gain access to information. And now you know information is actually money. If you walk around Dalhousie in Kolkata, there you will find posters where, say, 1.5 GB of data is being sold for 500 rupees, 2 GB of data being sold for, say, 800 rupees, so on and so forth. These datas are actually utilized by the call centers to get new customers, to get new business. Now imagine your customer list, or uh, um, your business uh, business uh, all data, business data, goes leaked is leaked through this computer. Now that will affect your business. If your competitor has access to those data, then they can easily access the client. So coming to that effect, cybersecurity is crucial in our interconnected world, safeguarding both personal and business information. With 64% of the organization facing cyber attack last year, understanding threats and effective responses is essential. Threats, we can take an example. Say, for example, you have a kitchen and the window of the kitchen is open. A cat just jumps into the kitchen and you have fried fish around, and it takes some fish and runs away. So the cat is the threat, and the window is open, that is the vulnerability, and the information that is being lost is the fish that it carries away in its mouth. So this is a very simple example. So if you are not having any antivirus in your computer, the hackers can easily gain access to your system and can uh, take away important information, business information, and your privacy information. So this is how actually hackers work. Now, what is cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is the protection of all the devices that is there in the cyberspace. So safeguarding of systems, network, and data form the priority of cybersecurity. The components involved are technology, say the laptops, desktops, printers, scanners, Wi-Fi devices, servers, switches, firewall. All these are components to the cybersecurity. And how to ensure cybersecurity? You have to follow robust processes and also provide user awareness. Importance to prevent breach of data breaches, financial loss, and reputational loss. Let me give you an example. There is You are drafting your balance sheet for publication. Somehow it is leaked out before the board meeting. Now that if that provide that actually affects your market price, your share market prices in your of your company. So that's very important, and that's also very fatal. So you have to protect important information so that it doesn't leak out and the competitors do not take advantage of this. Now, as we are in a connected world, you can understand that the network of internet and the intranet within your organization are all connected. Any gap within this system would introduce malware. That's why SEBI is introducing this framework so that it can plug all the gaps within this network system and the malware is not able to intrude into your devices. Let me take a very common threat today we are facing, that is phishing. You find that there are deceptive mails coming to your mailbox, and when you click on them, some programs get installed. You unknowingly you feel that it is an important mail. You feel the mail comes in such a deception that it impersonates people. Say, for example, there is a mail from Google that if you do not validate your account, then your account will be deleted or closed. So you get afraid and you want to do the diligence and you click on that button. You are immediately taken to a fake site where you have to input your password, your user ID and password, and when you just press submit, your user ID and password is actually known to the hackers. Now they can get into your account and do whatever they like. Another important uh, feature of phishing is that it has fake urgency. You have to do it now, otherwise your account will be closed. Inconsistent sender domain is also a feature. Say, for example, a name, say AVIK, a week. The A can be in some other ASCII character, AVIK, but it looks like that they have used A. So the letters are actually changed. Sometimes you find O with a uh, arrow over its head, and somebody actually mistakes it as a simple O. So in that way also, if you try to diligently read the email from the sender of the email, then you will find out there is discrepancy. There may be mail from your superior that you have to give me the password immediately because I have to send fund. But if you put the password in plain text, then the hackers will actually get it. So how to ride over this issue? You will actually ring up to that person that, are you really wanting to get this email? I'm not going to share any user ID and password in the plain text form or in email. So that is your authority. That is how you respond to this kind of email. Now, there are phishing. How does phishing occur? Employees receive an email disguised as an password reset request. The email contains malicious link designed to steal credentials, and then the attacker gains unauthorized access to the company's network using the stolen login details that I told you just now. They fake the website, and there you have to introduce your user ID and password. And if you click submit, once you click submit, the entire the user ID and password is actually known to the hacker, and then they can actually gain access to your account. Now, how does the attack unfolds? Clicking the link, employees click the malicious link and enter credentials on a fake site. Sometimes this link can be in the form of a picture, a very deceptive picture, a tempting picture. You want to click on it, and then you get into some other site. Then the credentials are theft. Attacker obtains login details, gaining access to sensitive data. And how the company is impacted? Whatever data is there in your laptop, they gain access to that data, and those data is actually sold in the dark net. Few months back or few years back, I think you have come across news that that our Aadhaar card data was actually being sold in the dark net. So Aadhaar card data is very crucial to this country, where our biometrics are also linked. So these are also impacted. So if a company, if the hackers get access to the company's data, they can easily siphon out important information, and also that may result in financial loss for the company. Detecting and responding to phishing. So what will you do to prevent phishing? Be skeptical. Whenever you find an email coming from some unknown source, which looks like they are being sent by your superior or your known person, first read the email properly. The sender, spell it out properly. Looks like suspicious sender address, generic greetings, and urgent language. If it contains, like, say, you have to do it now, otherwise it will be closed or you will be fined. Avoid this kind of urgency. Talk to people, talk to the person who seems to send that email. Report immediately. Whenever you find this kind of mail, you report immediately to the security team or the incident management team. Verify request. How do you verify? You call that person out, and then you ask him, have you sent such a request? Use multi-factor authentication. Now, multi-factor authentication, you are using user ID and password. This is only one factor authentication. But in case you are using also OTP as a security for entering any ID, any account, then that becomes a two-factor authentication or a multi-factor authentication. We generally see this kind of multi-factor authentication when we log into bank accounts. There is user ID, there is password, and sometimes there is some kind of a captcha. Now, what is this captcha used for? Captcha means there is some words and letters mixed uh, uh, phase or like that, which we have to type out. That captcha is actually introduced for so that automatic hacking doesn't occur. Means the machines are used to automatically hack into the system. They generate user ID and password. To stop any kind of automated attack, captcha is actually used. In multi-factor authentication, one is that one factor is whatever you know. That means your user ID and password is actually used to actually log into the account. And then a second one, OTP is sent to your device, your mobile or your email. That is what you have. So this is a two-factor authentication. This gives more security. There may be some other factor authentication like your biometrics, something you are. That is the principle. Something you know, something you have, and something you are. So these are the three factors of authentication. Sometimes you use uh, retina for authentication. Sometimes you use face detection as authentication. So these are different alternatives for multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentication are generally introduced into important devices like firewalls, server, and these things. Nowadays, laptops also come with multi-factor authentication. Like you have to put a user ID, password, as well as your thumb impression to actually log into your laptops. So this is how you strengthen your account, how you enter your account, so that people are not able to breach those authentications. Some more common threats that we come across. Insider threat is a very important one because people generally have faith on insiders. But this insider, if they turns out to be a demon, then they will actually uh, leak out the data that is there in the confidential folder in your company. So harm caused by employees and contractors with privileged access. And you have actually, you put down your security system for insiders. Generally, you trust them. But in cybersecurity, there is zero trust. You cannot trust anybody. That is the way cybersecurity works. Have faith in your employees, but definitely, in case you have system for security, don't put it down. Okay, there may be admin who is actually aggravated with the company, and he may be logging in late. Although there is no late logging allowed, but he may be logging in late, bypassing alerts and downloading classified data. Trusted for years, his betrayal crippled system overnight. So that's how information is leaked, and that may cripple the company. Another common cyber threat we are facing right now is the ransomware. It works same as phishing. When you click something suspicious, it downloads a malware which provides a backdoor to your system. From that backdoor, the all the information is leaked to the source from where the malware has been sent. And then that malware actually finds out where your important informations are located. It collects all those intelligence and then encrypts them in a certain location in your system or in the hacker's system, and then suddenly it deletes all your information and then gives out a message that you pay or you lose everything. Here also you have to pay in bitcoins. You all know about bitcoins. So you have to pay in bitcoins, hefty amount, and then they will actually give you the key. But this sometimes can be fake. They may not, even after giving the uh, ransom that they have demanded, they may not be giving you the key. So be diligent. Always get to the cyber security team. Always there is a cell in your police department also. Whenever you find out any kind of cyber incident, you have to inform your incident response team or your cyber security team first in your organization. Then the organization, if they feel that this is a major crisis that is being faced, they have to actually report to the certain, then or SEBI, whoever is the authority. From there, they have to actually go to the government authority, and the government authority will then actually investigate. So that is the process.
And
Now
like
there is,
stock exchange also.
yeah.
Or
So whoever is the authority who is actually heading uh, that organization, they will actually take up that incident now. Okay. So there is another common thread, that is DDoS. Let me give you a very simple example of this DDoS attack. You all know, when there is we have passed class 10, class 12, these examinations marks are published in the government servers. Say you are you are have you have given a madhyamik exam or uच्च madhyamik exam for West Bengal, or you have sat for ICSC, CBSE or ISC exams. Now when you go to see your result, now, one fine day, the result is published, and everybody gathers to actually log into the system and get the result. Now, the server may have the capacity of, say, 50,000 users, but there are, say, 2 lakh people actually logging into trying to get the numbers. Now, when there is overwhelming traffic, this server may actually get come down. So a sudden surge of traffic crashes the servers. Millions of fake requests flood in. So this kind of actually technique is used by hackers. Millions of fake requests are flooded through different devices, overwhelming defenses. Say you have a server and there is a hacker. He tries to actually introduce lakhs and millions of requests into your server, and that brings down the server, that cripples the server. The service is frozen, so the actually the authenticated user, genuine user, is not able to access your data. So that is actually the objective of DDoS, means distributed denial of service, DDoS. And DOS means denial of service. So when the service is actually not available from your server, that is called denial of service attack. Now, what are our key takeaway? Regularly update your password with strong, unique combination. So you got to have a very strong password. People generally tend to give ABCD 1234 as password, or say their own name with 1234, or say their pet's name with ABCD, like that way. But a proper strong password should be a combination of small letters, capital letters, alphanumerics, then numerics, and also special characters. That should be the combination. And password should never be written on papers and stuck on the desk. That is a very common thing I have found during my audits. I have seen various big companies, people working in those companies has stuck different user ID and password on their desk. So that is very harmful to you. Keep software and security patches update, because whatever breaches are there, whatever shortcomings are there in your previous version of software, once you upgrade it, those security patches are updated. Educate all your employees. That's what we are doing right now. Awareness trainings are very important, and it should be done periodically, not once in a year, not twice in a year, periodically. And there should be a KPI that each person should be given training, say 4 hours per year. That kind of KPI should be introduced, and that KPI has to be evaluated. So that should be the objective of cybersecurity. Implement incident response plan and conduct regular drills. What will happen if a virus comes in? What will happen if our server is down? That kind of scenario-based drills have to be done. Mock drills have to be done in the organization so that they are prepared. Like our soldiers are always doing mock drill at our line of control towards China or towards Pakistan. Our soldiers are always doing mock drills to actually defend our countries. So that kind of mock drill also have to be introduced for cyber security. Now coming to our key takeaways, cybersecurity is a shared responsibility of everyone. No one can be actually responsible. Everyone is actually responsible for cybersecurity, whether it is from the IT team or a non-IT team. Vigilance and awareness prevent most cyber attacks. Establish clear, responsible plan for security incident. Stay informed about evolving cyber threats and trend. Now, coming to the cybersecurity and cyber resilience framework that SEBI has introduced through their circular August 20th, 2024, uh, this cybersecurity is towards the SEBI regulated entities, or in short, they are called REs. This comprehensive framework replaces all prior SEBI security guidelines and applies to all market infrastructure institutions and other REs. We'll come to that in detail in a later slide, ensuring unified and robust approach to cyber defense across Indian security market. So SEBI has introduced this framework to actually secure all the players in this Indian securities market, as because the entire network is spread the throughout India, and there are different networks within it. So all the network has to be robust, and there should not be any gap within the network. Now, the objective of this CSCRF is proactive threat management. When that means before the threat is actually hitting you, you have to actually identify that threat. How will you do that? You will do it through SOC, Security Operations Center. Say somebody is trying to actually intrude into your system, the SOC team will actually identify that somebody is trying to do unscrupulous activities in your system or trying to hack into your system. So they will actually stop that attack through disabling that IP address. Okay. Now there is a global standardized alignment. Like this framework has been taken from ISO 27001, NIST, CIS, and all these things. Streamline audits and report. They have given a template for audits, and reporting has to be done within that template. Mandatory compliance. They have given particular date within 3 months from the closure of the financial year. You have to submit your report. If you are not submitting, they are going to give hefty fines. Strong governance. This framework also introduces strong governance. That means there has to be a top management, a steering committee, then a day-to-day working committee, information security working committee, and there has to be several teams and IT people. Also, the people working in other departments also should be aware and should do their duty regarding the information security. There should be operational continuity. Say, for example, sometimes there may be power failure. So how will the operation continue? You have got UPS. So that is actually the operational continuity. Say sometimes one of your server is down through some cyber security reason or some kind of mechanical fault, then you got to have redundancy of that server. You got to have a second replica of that server to actually do the work that the server was doing, so that the information availability is continuous. So that is operational continuity. Transparency and trust. Whatever you do, you will only access whatever rights are given to you. You cannot access other things, other persons' information. So that is transparency and trust. Goals of cybersecurity. Now there are several goals like anticipate withstand, contain, recover, and evolve. Anticipate means you, before the threat actually harms you, you have to anticipate and stop the threat within your outside the perimeter of your network. Withstand, if the threat comes into your organization, you how will you continue with your core business? Contain, you are not going to let that threat spread throughout your organization. You have to contain it within a small diameter, so that the core business can be continued through other areas. Recover, if a threat actually harms you, how you actually recover from that. So SEBI and Certain, I am telling these names. Certain is Indian Computer Emergency Response Team. They have introduced something called Cyber Crisis Management Plan, which contains different kind of scenarios, and like zero-day attack, like malware attack, right, like a ransomware attack, DDoS attack, how you are going to tackle in case this kind of attack is introduced into your organization. So it contains step-by-step procedure how to contain these attacks, how to recover from this attack. So these are there in cyber crisis management plan. Evolve. Now, from this attack, we have to learn something. So learning is part of any kind of mishap. So from any kind of attack, we have to learn something, and then we have to get ourselves prepared so that next time this kind of attack doesn't happen. So that is how you evolve. You actually bring in new concepts. Now, scope of cybersecurity. The scope of cybersecurity, CSCRF spans through all the regulated entities encompassing the market infrastructure, MIIs, and qualified REs, mid-size REs, small REs, and self-certified REs. Now, each of these REs are categorized according to their operational size, comprehensive coverage, say how many clients they are actually catering, how much amount of transaction or business they are doing, and also it also has the scope of cloud and third party. Now, key components of CSCRF, the governance and risk management is clearly mentioned in CSCRF. Security Operations Center, you have to establish a Security Operations Center. Either you have to take it from the market players like NSE and BSE, the market SOC, or you have to take it from private players, which is more efficient. Now there you have to also do regular VAPT and security audits. You got to have an incident response and crisis management team, which would be following your incident response plan and your cyber crisis management plan. There should be data classification, localization, and encryption. Data should be encrypted when they are in your laptop or when they are in move. Let me give you an example of this. You have a company laptop filled with data, important data, and you go to actually see a movie. The movie, the hall actually doesn't permit luggages to be carried inside. So you have to keep it in their security, with their security. Now you keep your laptop bag over there and you go to see a movie. Then when you come out, you find that your laptop bag is missing and somebody else's bag is over there. There has been a exchange of bag. So it can happen. So what will you do? Your data is gone. If you don't have encryption in your system, that whoever finds that laptop will actually access those data and can use it to their benefit. Now, for you, your company, that is a very big loss. But if you are introducing encryption within your laptop, then anybody who has access to that laptop will not be able to actually see the information that is saved in that laptop, or cannot access the files and folders. So that is the advantage of actually encryption. Coming to the last slide, conclusion and way forward. Cybersecurity and cyber resilience framework represent a pivotal milestone in securing Indian security market. Although it has been introduced very late, but it's never late to actually get ourselves protected. It aims to foster uniform cybersecurity standard and enhance resilience across all regulated entities. As the framework is there for all the regulated entities, so we actually find that similar kind of protection will be there in different for different entities. Even the IRDA has come out with this kind of framework. RBI is also coming out, has come out with this kind of framework. So all the market regulators, all the authorities, government authorities are coming with this kind of framework. This is actually originating from the CERTIN, the Computer Emergency Response Team. They actually introduced this framework, and everybody is taking it from them and introducing it for their own players. So this is a significant step, and this is uniform standard. Now this standard will be improved slowly. First, it is being introduced to all the entities, and then it will be actually the various versions will be coming out, and it will be improved. Also, if there are bottleneck, those will be resolved by the market regulators. Then there is compliance deadline. You have to submit your report within the deadlines. And investment critical. Now you have to invest something for securing your data so that your organization grows with privacy. That's all from my end. Now this is an open house, and you can put forward your questions if you have. I understand that this is a very large topic to cover. Hello. I understand this is a very big topic, and to cover it within a 30 minutes or 40 minutes uh, period is not possible. Still, I have tried to justify, and I hope what I have said you have understood. And if there is any question or query, please put forward to me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Datta. So this was good introduction to, I think, everyone, and I'm sure most of them are aware of these points. It is not a new thing. All the areas definitely our team members are significantly aware of these things. So only thing is, I would request everyone to have a look at that IT policy, so that could give them a better understanding of this. And like rightly you said, that in case there's anything, they should follow a particular process and always be aware. No doubt our business really does not depend too much on IT transactions. We don't execute anything like that, but we do use it for processing of data, keeping of data, having the client's data, etc. So there's a whole lot of things. Plus the company's own data is also there. So in that way, it is definitely there, but it's not that we are doing any transactions on which we depend on IT. So there is a difference in the two. But nevertheless, point taken, all of us have to be aware.
Yeah,
So
sir,
I
I
request,
have
yeah,
something to ask him, sir,
yeah.
because he's there and he's taking care of the cybersecurity. Abhijit ji,
Thank you, sir, for actually refining what I have delivered, and that is more actually towards your company, your process, and you have been more towards the working that you have that the people are the employees are doing. So thank you so much for refining my deliverance.
yes, I have a question,
Yes, ma'am.
Abhijit ji, in
Please
presence
go
of
ahead.
everyone here. I told this to Ashish ji also previously. What is happening? I'll just explain you in a short way. There's a trainee in my department. Okay. She has never received any email from Vijay Murmuria, sir. Okay. And she has never received any email from Ajay Ladha, sir. There has been no contact on her official email ID from these two people. Okay. But she is still receiving mails from them in their name that help me, can you please meet me? This kind of emails are coming to her. And this she's not the only instance. There have been other instances also. And there was somebody who was duped. He paid some money 1.5 years back or some, he was a newcomer, and it came in the name of a promoter director to him that I need some money, and the person paid. But now I'm little surprised, and this is happening almost, twice in a month at least, that why this kind of emails are coming, and that too to somebody who has got no connection with this kind of, senior most directors of our organization. Anybody will get little, I mean, if I'm in her place without knowing all this, even I will get little alarmed. The way my colleague, he paid some money 1.5 years back. He also joined, he was a newcomer. So
I
what are we,
understand,
what
ma'am.
can we do? Whenever I ask and whenever I put this, I do not have any concrete solution from anybody. But this is going to create a lot of problem if anybody gets trapped again.
I
When we are
understand.
having, yeah, when we have having such, cybersecurity taking place, how is this possible? And that too, it's so weird that it's coming to the trainee to the lowest level from the highest level.
I
And both
understand.
these levels never interacted officially even, and that too in a Gmail account. Yes, let me add that also. Even in her Gmail personal account, those emails are coming in the name of the senior most directors. Leave aside the official email account. How is this possible?
Yeah. Ma'am, have you concluded, or
No,
you
no,
have
I
something more
have
to add?
concluded, but I know they all are running short of time, so you can let us know if you can take any actions for it.
Yes, yes. I'll just give you in a nutshell, and for details, we can get back to you on that. See, first of all, you have to find out whether the email, the source email, is really spelled correctly or not. There is any kind of mismatch of any letter or not. That I told you. There can be some kind of replacement of some letters. First, you have to actually verify whether the email ID is perfectly the
No, no, it
same
is
or
not
not.
perfect. It is from another server. That is there. Apparently, it is there.
Yes,
That it
that
is
is
not.
the thing.
Yeah. But then,
Now,
how come it is coming in a very strategically, manner? The target is
this
the
is,
lowest one and the highest one sending the email in the
that is,
hierarchy of this organization.
yeah. So, first, the email ID is not according to the domain that is official. So that is the alert. First thing you have to understand, you have to identify the source. That is the first thing. If you feel that that domain is not within your official mail, then ignore it. Number one. This is I'll tell you why this is coming. This is coming because sometimes your account had been compromised earlier, but later on you have changed your password or something like that, and that's why they were not able to get into your account. Or whether you have changed your password, that I am not aware. But if this thing happen, it means that sometimes your account has been compromised and all the email IDs within your account has gone to the hacker. That is there.
But then the person has not emailed anything in that email ID.
The
It's in the
domain is
address book. It is
uh,
it is nowhere, and it is about the Outlook also, which is handled by the IT team, and her Gmail account also.
yeah.
So both
uh,
cannot be compromised, and
the
she does
thing
not
is
have their
that
email IDs in the address book.
are not your email ID, ma'am.
No, I'm talking about her only. She
Not
has
her
not
email
corresponded
ID. Say,
ever.
for example, any person within your organization, any person within your organization who may have the list of entities, his account has been compromised. The entire list of users, email IDs have gone to the hackers. Say, for
Yeah,
example,
Ashishi,
there
ARC,
are
please take
50,
note of this. What he is saying, that entire thing could have been hacked.
yeah.
That's the
Let me
Outlook we
tell
are
you,
talking about right
yeah,
now.
let me tell you one thing. There are 50 employees in your organization. Okay. Maybe person within your organization has clicked on such link or has visited some malicious site, and somehow the entire email directory has been opened up to that site. Now that goes viral. That actually is taken by some unscrupulous people, and that hacker may be sending you this kind of mail so that somebody gets trapped. If you click on those email, the malware will get downloaded, and then it will do all kinds of malicious activity in the system. So doesn't require that that person who is getting the mail, she has been compromised, or you have been compromised, or sir have been compromised. That can be anybody within the 50 employees. The directory, entire email directory have been leaked out. That's why you are getting actually that mail. You get my point?
Yes, yes. Thank you. I hope Ashish ji and ARC are
And for
listening to it.
in-depth
Yeah.
study of this thing, we'll definitely come back to you, ma'am.
Yeah, ARC and Ashish ji, they have all the screenshots, everything with them.
Yeah, we can
Okay.
help you out in
Yeah.
these areas also. We
Okay.
are a
Thank you.
cybersecurity firm, and we deliver all kinds of activity related to security, whether it is VAPT, GRC, audit,
Yeah, I'm sure Ashish ji
SOC,
must have raised it to you
everything.
because it has happened multiple
Yeah,
times. Yeah. Okay.
he has raised it that previously you had given away some kind of you had given a okay approval mail, and somebody else has actually given that money. I think that kind of a incident had come to us.
All
It
right. We
was
will
narrated
discuss
to
it then
us.
afterwards once this is over.
Yeah,
All right. Okay.
definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Any more questions can be put out to me, sir? Anybody has any questions? If nobody has any question, then we can draw this session to an end, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for giving me the opportunity to actually work very closely with you. And
Yes,
hope
sir. One thing. Okay, sir. One thing.
one question. Okay,
Ah,
tell me.
Actually, sometimes we are getting email with attachment, extension of the attachment, which is not known to us basically. Huh? So I think its awareness is required. What to do for such mails, for such attachments, huh? Not to click there or not to forward,
That's
not to
Sir,
it's
I understand. That's the same thing that I had told you in the very first or second slide. Phishing.
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 Ah,
This is a phishing attack which is sending you a malicious link or some attachment. Whenever you click on that, some malware is downloaded, and that malware works within your system or creates a backdoor for leakage of information. So this is where the actually the awareness session come to play. When you identify that this is something that is unknown to you, you should not click on that. There are definitely technological preventions over there, the antivirus and then the SOC team, those are there. But first barrier is first and the weakest barrier is human being. If the human being is emotionally compromised, then the breach happens very fast and easily. So awareness training periodically is a must. As Anil sir has said, that it is not once or twice in a year, it should be done periodically.
Ekdam. Sometimes it comes from the alias email
You should
ID.
never click on such kind of a thing. You should never click on such kind of a thing. You should
Ah,
actually inform your
source of the email
IT
ID is
department or
eh,
cybersecurity department that this kind of email is coming. Then they will block that domain in the firewall itself. See,
uh,
firewall is a device that actually sits between your trusted and untrusted network. The trusted network is your internal network, internal network, intranet, and the untrusted network is your internet. So whenever something is coming in from the internet, that has to be filtered through the rules in your firewall. So strengthen the rules, review your rules in the
correct, sir.
firewall, and there you can stop that domain.
Yes, correct, sir. Thank you, sir. Grateful to you. Grateful to Prime Info, sir, our cybersecurity consultant.
Thank you very much. I hope I have been able to justify what I have delivered, and you definitely we are going to be in touch. And whatever issues come out, please share with us. We are definitely going to help you out in several forms.
Very is a very important and very ingenious session. I think. Uh,
Okay, thank you all. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
thank